Yo, what's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to the channel. It's Blaze from here. Apologies for the voice, a little clogged up due to allergies, but that's besides the point. Today I was going to do a quick review of the new season, but also the new Fortnite Star Wars skins just dropped with IG-11 and Moff Gideon. Of course, there is more skins with it, and including the amazing backbling of Grogu, but there's more stuff to come with, and if you want, feel free to check it out in-game. But anyway, let's get to the main focus of this. That is the review of this season. So now, as people, I hope most of you know, is that this Friday is the next season, which has already been leaked with trailers. I did a whole video about it, went pretty well. Feel free to go check it out. But still, main thing is, what was this season? Now, it was all about the Wasteland theme, and we got the cool Fallout collabs, and that can be discussed a little more later. But the main focus is, first thing we're going to do is gimmick. And that is the Nitro and cars. Now, this gimmick was greatly hated upon early on in the season, but now it's just to the point where it's, oh well, it's here. People still say, though, the cars are overpowered, which is fair. You can team wipe very easily with a single car. But still, I wouldn't say it's bad. Yes, the Nitro boosted cars from the bosses are ridiculous that you can one-hit a 200 shield person easily. Also, by the way, I reached level 300 without buying any levels, just to clarify. But still, that's not the point. The point is that this season was controversial. Fortnite was said they messed up, and they tried to rectify it with giving us first boogie bombs, but then they did EMPs because everyone complained about the boogie bombs. But in reality, Fortnite's gotta learn that the community wanted something to complain about, so they complained. Because the car update wasn't that bad. Yes, it sort of ruined how cars were working, because I greatly enjoyed the older cars, the sports cars, and the trucks and all that. That was a great thing. I found it unnecessary to be able to change our car in-game. I still find it unnecessary that they removed the good cars like the taxi and the pickup and the semi, and instead limited us to 2. But then again, they at least gave us another one, which is something. That's the main thing I remember. This season, yes, it was a very awkward phase for Fortnite. It's pretty much they're going through a rough patch. But with what's meant to be coming next season and all that, this season was sort of a preparation. We got used to weird gimmicks. We got used to cars that were... The main focus wasn't guns, building, and aim. It was something else, something entirely different. And also, they finally did something right that they haven't done since Chapter 2, Season 4. And that's they got the mythics right. Like, medallions were a newer thing, and when they were first introduced, meh. Some were good. It was nice to get the shield. It was better when they would give you full shield, not only to 75. But these ones actually give you stuff, like this one, the one that we're finding out right now in Nitrodome, is all about getting infinite ammo, and that is great. That's an amazing feature that is limited to a car, like limited to a boss, because it's not that useful in fights actually, because it's not instant reload, so it's not overpowered by any stretch, which means it just makes person doesn't have to loot ammo crates, which is perfectly fair. Of course, now, the miniguns, yes, it became sort of an issue, but I don't think when Fortnite got this fully up, they were planning to bring back the miniguns for sure. And still, it's not that bad, because miniguns have cooldowns, it just means they never run out of ammo, which is broken. Now, the second medallion of the Unlimited Nitro, that's the whole gimmick of the season, and yes, it's extremely deadly for other players, because, well, yes, you can run into people and kill them within an instant. But also, he's the toughest boss. It'd be dumb if they made it so his thing was weak. no one would ever fight him. And of course, the mythics that came with him are also great. The Nitro Fists that have 5 charges is great, but that'll be discussed right after this. And then finally, there's the last medallion, and this one's pretty much the worst, I could say, but it's probably tied with this one, the infinite ammo. And that, of course, is the Machinist's one of gain shield over time. It's just a redo of the previous medallion, but instead of having to carry 5 to get that equivalent of shield, you only have to carry that single one. But still, none of them too overpowered. The most overpowered thing about the medallions is what they give access to. That being these. These are incredibly broken. Not only are they incredibly fast and do a ton of damage coming with a turret, most of the time unpoppable wheels and all of that, they also have unlimited fuel and unlimited nitro, which, fair, understand, that's the whole gimmick of the season, but it is incredibly deadly to the point where it's just, why even bother fighting? Hey, look, he's gonna use bombs, so I'll back up just out of his range. And now watch his car say goodbye. Never mind, because I'm getting attacked by someone else. This is now when I leave. This is probably the weakest thing they changed, and I think this was a good change, is they made it so these cars don't automatically heal anymore. They used to. At the start of the season, they would heal back to full over time. Incredibly broken, made these cars unkillable and super invaluable. Like, if you had one of these, you had to make sure that if you could get away from a fight and keep it, and lose a teammate, still is worth it. That's how it was. Now, of course, that's not how it is now, and so Fortnite was smart with that. But that just shows how this car is just dumb. I'm just gonna... But it's fun. It brings fun. So you gotta worry about, not only is it actually good, but fun. And that's what this is. Being able to just fly like this and land is amazing. And, in fact, a lot of fun. Now, of course, there are the mythic weapons, and all of those were pretty fair, except the Nitro Fists, but those just have issues built into them. Giving something that pushes enemies but does enough damage and still triggers falling is ridiculous. It's pulse bombs, but on steroids, so it's not the best for the game, but hey, it makes sense why they added it. Well, again, this season has been amazing, and it's probably going to be overlooked because it's pretty much squished between 2 amazing seasons, with the last Olympus one being a lot of fun, and, well, I think we all can expect how this Marvel season's going to go. Fortnite really doesn't like to mess up when it comes to collab seasons, except when they do, but they haven't messed with Marvel yet. Main point is it got overshadowed, but it has amazing storyline. Yes, the story quests were a little confusing, but it still was tied to the Pandora's box, so I was very happy with actually a continuous story. And the amazing thing is it's actually plays value to the, well, next season, and we got live events. Yes, the 2 live events were horrible. One being the Doctor Doom live event, don't know why it's called that, haven't really kept up with that, but it's on my channel. It's where the, not Nitrodome, Megalodon's place, Brutal Beachhead, and Redline Rig blow up. It was still, brought me back to the old Rocket days of Chapter 1. I don't know how I did that. I'm in solo. Oh, that's not stupid. Main point is, it gave us a live event, and then that same day, we got the Disney Expo. Now, yes, you could say that's not really a live event, but in reality, it was. It wasn't like the Metallica concert where it aired repeatedly for a long period of time. You had one time to see it. And if you saw it, you got huge leaks before everyone else. Which is amazing. I like that live event. I do think they shouldn't have revealed the season trailer. Instead should like reveal a little bit of like a hint gameplay or a hint trailer. Not the full-on trailer, but hey, that's just me. still, it gave us live events. We haven't gotten one of those in a while. Normally it's the end of the chapters now when we get them, and that's sad. I remember when we used to get really good live events every season, and then it would send us off into a next amazing season. Yes, I'm talking about Chapter 1 and 2. And yes, I know, the Season 9 live event was great, but then it sent us into Season 10, and well, that wasn't a season, but that's besides the point. It still gave us amazing things. And I think they are doing the same. Yes, it maybe seem odd, and the live event, sure, it wasn't, both of them weren't that magnificent or great animated or any of that, and big complaint is a lot of people crashed during the Doom event. But to be fair, I don't think Fortnite expected such a payout for what they were probably expecting to be such a baby of an event. They didn't advertise it as that, but when there wasn't a special game mode, pretty much everybody suspected it, and then servers started crashing. But again, that's on them, but also not, because, well, it's a server, it's gonna crash if it decides to get overloaded. It's not something they can fully control. But still, I think this season is really good and will probably be looked upon in great light later on. But it's not right now because this season's lasted too long. And I know that sounds ridiculous that, well, but the season's one of the shortest seasons we've had. Yes, but back in Chapter 1 and 2, when we had these really long seasons, updates never stopped. Something new was coming every other week, and that was keeping it fresh, and then we get a new season, get a huge map change. The only thing that's changed about the map this whole season is 2, now 3 things because of the Fall Guys collab. One is the Fall Guys collab, which was amazing for the first 5 days, and now it's just a cheap and easy way to get loot. And then the next 2 are so minute. The Explosion and Redline Rig, and the Bunker in the Snow. Those are the only 2 map changes. Nothing else has evolved, nothing. So the season's been getting really old. There wasn't hints to the next season until days before. Quests have been extremely easy. XP has been easy. I'm rocking level 300. And it's just, then we've barely got any new weapons. They've not, that's the one thing Fortnite's been lacking on is creative weapons. We got the huge start, and then we got a new AR, and they brought back the minigun. Sure, that's cool, but again, expecting something a little more. I played when the seasons were jam-packed with stuff, and random events would occur that would alter the map smallly, but it would slowly add up. That's another thing, is maps are getting way too big. You go back to Chapter 1's map and you realize how small it is. But that's because mobility is now such a huge factor in the game that if you have a small map, it doesn't work. That's why I think Fortnite Reloaded thrived so much, is because it felt fast, which is something this game lacks. As you can tell, I've been in this match for almost 20 minutes. That, I can tell you that. This probably won't even be cut down, because that's how this season's been, is half of it is just driving, hitting people, if you get low, drive away. It's not fun, interactive gameplay. And yes, this season had a great idea, and the collabs were stellar. And Magneto's gloves were one of the best mythics we've had, and it's not even mythic, one of the best collabs we've had in a while. Just because its weapon is, it feels powerful, but you can still kill it with relative ease. Which is so different from the nowadays, you need it, where you had to have airbending powers to even live in a match. That's how it got to that point. That's not fun. It's just not. If you have us rely on a certain item, it's not gonna be fun. But still, out of all, I'd give this season probably a 6 out of 10. So, if you disagree, feel free to comment down below what's your opinion on this season. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and see ya later!